architects can be good dreamers in times when hope seems fleeting and times get hard to the point where there aren't any easy options.
I think that even in normal circumstances, architecture is so important in the way that we interact with the world and the way we interact with each other. And especially in these times, I think it's important for us to be aware of our role as designers and the things that we do, because we have a huge responsibility to the public to keep the public safe and to bring awareness and to make things beautiful as well.
I think design in times of collective anxiety has the opportunity to allow people to express feelings, emotions that a lot of times people maybe don't know how to express or don't have the words to say it. I think design leverages you the opportunity to be able to speak through the work that you're producing.
I don't know whether you know about rubber. It feels really cold and slippery. It's like a snake sting on me. I personally not a big favorite of it, but I guess you can't tell, huh?
Inflatable architecture has been something that I've been researching on for a period of time, the entire summer. So, and one of the most successful prototypes that I've developed seems to have taken form in some kind of shape which I was really keen to develop into a fashion suit because of my background. I used to work once as a fashion photographer.
I think all design fails. I think that's what makes design inherently constructive, and kind of constructive criticism is what design is built off of and how it keeps evolving. So without that pushback and resistance and critique, then there's no question.
I don't feel like I'm really here. It feels like you kind of fade into the background or that you put on this type of cloak and invisibility of sorts. The first very noticeable thing is that it's heavy. So it most definitely takes you a little longer to move around. It's a lot more room in the bodice area, so I feel a lot of space around my core, but my arms very much can go up and down, and that's about it. Up and down and move laterally. So your movement is restricted a little bit.
Can you demonstrate that for us?
I can. That's it, yes. And the arms are a little heavy, so they're going to droop a little bit. But yeah, you most definitely can't touch people.
This clothing, like instead of having a mask or have been seen exposed faces, we just purposely to cover the whole face and to in a way to abstract the design. So we will cover the happiness, sorrow, and everything. We just want to celebrate the culture in the clothing and style. Yeah.
We were working with the traditional puffer jacket, and then we were also inspired by hospital gowns and other nursing uniforms. So that's where we got the idea of the do-rag, turning an old nursing kind of hat into a do-rag. We wanted to re-emphasize the fact that even in the midst of COVID and the Black Lives Matter kind of movement, African Americans are still amongst the highest. They still have the highest death rates. I think the last couple months has really kind of pushed me to have a bigger voice through my work.
All of the materials that we got, we tried to get it from hardware stores and regular supermarkets just to kind of maintain sort of its accessibility. The outer ring right here is made of a water line, like a hot water line that you would typically use for a like bathroom sink fixture. These poles here are actually from sort of those like light yard posts that you would put into like kind of that would reflect. And so the curtains on the side are shower curtains and the rings came with it. And then this surrounding here was a flexible plastic tube that we were able to mold into the headpiece. This is also a drop cloth, like a paint drop cloth that we attached, and we assembled it mostly with a combination of super glue, hot glue, and then sort of the decoration part is all spray paint.
I think that design and architecture has a responsibility that's both very severe and serious, but it also has a responsibility to levity as well. Design can fall short when it's slow to react to change, and I think architecture especially is one of the slowest reacting arts because it's so static and oftentimes permanent. It's very slow to react to change, so I think that'll be a challenge of architects going forward, to react quickly and to make changes that are necessary faster.
I created this like duct tape material here, so it's more my own suit is more use like materials like the tapes, like the black tapes here. Also some like old clothing fabric here to make the pockets. I think for my design, I actually go through the website to check out the hazmat suit available on the market to see like what I want to get improved from them. When you wear it, you feel like I'm just wearing a normal suit, like wearing a normal clothes on me, not oh I'm wearing a really uncomfortable hazmat suit, protection suit there. So I create some pockets, and like it's quite convenient. So you can get in there, put your like maybe your spray, inspection sprays in there, and carry your stuff. Design is the tool for architects like actually connect to the world, to the public. That's how we help the world, help our society. Like what we do at here is like during this special time, during the pandemic, how we can get involved, how we can help.
For this design, we wanted to create a suit that was practical and functional, but also had some fun elements. We thought it would be a fun project to try. I don't actually know, why did we do this?
I think mostly for fun.
Yeah, for fun.
For fun. Perfect.
I think architecture, even when it tries, it sometimes is not aware of all of the impact that it brings. And I think designers, we have to be more aware of the decisions that we're making in the world and how it will impact others. I think we'll learn to overcome the obstacles that have been put in front of us and learn to adapt and be flexible with everything that's going on, and new modes of working, new modes of production, and new modes of architecture and design.
And tell us about those social cue cards.
Oh God, yeah. So I mean, some of these are the weather, obviously, is a small talk. For architecture in particular, we used to build models. I don't know if that's something we'll do ever again. And then complaining was a big part about like being human in the program, and haven't got a chance to do that for a while, so it'll feel good to, I don't know, at least complain behind a curtain now. Right now I'm wearing a kind of hoop of PVC pipe, 1-inch PVC, with shower curtains and curtain rings. I wanted everything to be kind of like in situ materials, so things that you can just sort of find around the house. The challenge of this thing was bending the PVC pipe, and I actually found a method where you cap one end of it, put some sand in the oven, fill the PVC pipe with super hot sand, and then it essentially turns into like a snake, like a piece of rubber, and you can actually bend it. And I bent it into these loops, and then dumped the sand out, and then added a rough pass, a gradient with some spray paint and some suspenders. It's definitely a unique approach at understanding architecture, so I thought I would kind of understand the body in order to design a building, and this would be a nice little opportunity to do so.
Well, I think everything's kind of up in the air. And when that happens, it creates trauma, and it creates lots of stress on the systems that we rely on. But what an architect or designer could see in that is this positive opportunity where all of a sudden we can challenge these notions that we're taking as norms and we're taking for granted, and kind of work the ideas until they become potent enough to have an effect on the whole.